Alright lads, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new series. This time we're going to be challenging ourselves to try and do a One Nation career mode, taking, as you can see on the screen, Viva La Auxerre. I think that's how you say it anyway. I hope it is, because we're playing with them. The reason I picked these is because they seem to have decent success, but all of a sudden in like 2012 they just completely dropped off the radar. They were in the Champions League, or they were in the UEFA Cup near enough every year, and they were having decent cup success, but all of a sudden they just dropped like a rock in 2012 and almost got dropped again. I think 2 seasons ago they almost went to the 3rd league in France, so seems like the perfect team to take right back up and hopefully, like I said before, get that 2nd championship under their belt. So anyway, let's just jump straight into this. Okay, so the first thing we actually have to do, like in every career mode, is pick our pre-season tournament. And like I always try and do, I always pick the one with the biggest prize pot. So it's going to be the European International Cup with teams like Heerenveen, Regensburg, Zwolle, Wolfsberger, Tondela, Groningen and Real Oviedo. So hopefully we can actually win this one. And we're at the home screen, and as you can see, Jacques ParkyOne has the shirt finally in his hands. Next job we have is to actually look through the squad hub, and luckily I've actually looked through this beforehand and noticed that we actually have quite a few French players, but there's going to be a few more issues in the squad, as I'm going to slowly point out. So we've got 2 goalkeepers here in Donovan Leon and Sonny Layton. So luckily we've got 2 goalkeepers that we can actually keep, so that's one problem ticked off the list. Left backs, Quentin Bernard and Kenji Van Boto. By the way, that's a great name, and that's 2 left backs. Another problem ticked off the list. Now centre backs, Jabal, he's got to go, so I'm about to stick him on the transfer list right now. Alexandre Kuf, you'll notice that I can't pronounce any of these names, but anyway, he can stay. Gauthier Yaris, he can stay. Samuel Suprayan, yep, he can stay. Karl-Heinz Arcus, the first right back on the list, he has to go on, and that leaves us with only Alex Georgian, who is the only feasible right back we have at the moment. Birama Toure has to go. He's a leader of men, and he's going to have to be a leader of another team because he's not French. Ali and Dom, he can stay. Francois Belagu, he can stay. Remy Dugimon, he can stay. Timo Jaeger, as we said, we're going to instantly put him on the transfer list and hope he can bring in some sort of money. Hamza Saki, he has to go as well. Uzumane Kamara, love that name by the way, and he's staying, definitely. Axel Ngando, yet again another great name. We have to sort out his contract, but he can stay. Matthias Utre, he's definitely staying. He's on our starting lineup straight away. Ji Zhaojuan, I think that's how you say his name. He's off. No potential anyway. I think I had a look before, and he literally goes up to a 58. So yeah, he's definitely gone anyway. Gautier Hien, Gortha Hein. Let's go for that. Yeah, right. He can stay. Chris Chappelle, love his haircut. Needs to sort his contract, but he can stay. Yanis Begrui. Yanis Begrui. Yeah, let's go for that. Yanis Begrui, he can stay. Ryan Ponti, he can stay. Mikhail Lebihan, he can stay. Kevin Fortune, he can stay. And Lasina Sinayoko, he can stay as well. So as you can see, there's not really many players we're going to have to get rid of, but there is going to be a little shape up in the squad. Alright, so with all that done, we've skipped all the way to our first pre-season friendly, which is against Regensburg. But as you can see in the notifications, we have our first transfer offer, and it is for Birama Toure. Now 1.75 million. I reckon we can get a little bit more out of them, so let's negotiate this and try and get close to 2 million out of them. Let's go for proposed new transfer fee, and let's go for a 2 million price tag. Submit the offer, and yep, there we go, an extra 250 grand, just like that. That'll do nicely. And with that transfer out the way, we're going to just jump straight into our first pre-season friendly here, and we're just going to quick submit. Nothing we can do about it, so Let's just jump in. 2-2. Lebihan and who else scored the goal? Hines scored the goal. Okay, so not a bad start. I mean, I'll take a draw for the first game. As you can see here, we actually have another transfer offer, and it's for our youth player who we brought in, that Timo Jäger, the German lad. £1 million. That's nice and easy. We can get some nice, easy money on it. Let's try and get some extra, a few little extra quid. Let's go, because it said he could go for 1.2 million, so let's try and be cheeky and go 1.25. Let's see what they come back with. Yep, there we go, an extra 200 grand there. I'll take that. So that's just above 3 million quid, so that's a nice little bit of cash there. Alright, we just jumped straight into our second pre-season friendly here against ParkyOne, and we ended up winning it 2-0. Dujimon and Hines scored his second goal of pre-season, so definitely one to watch out for there. Okay, so this is an interesting one. We've got a bid for our starting centre-half, Alexandra Kuv, and it's 1.4 million, which could help us massively, but there's no actual point selling him at the moment, because I think we've only got 3 French centre-halves, so I'm definitely going to reject this and then keep him in the side. And we do have a notification here that Cruz Azul have met with Barama Torre and they have sorted out a deal, so he is gone to Mexico and that is it. Our old captain is now out here. Another big transfer offer has just come in from Mold, all the way from Norway here. Jubal, our highest rated centre half, I think, or maybe our second highest rated centre half. He might be on his way to Norway here. We've got 2.4 million, but yet again, we're going to negotiate and try and get a little bit extra money out of them. They're offering 2.4, but it says I can get 2.75, so let's just jump straight into it and then change this to 2.75 and see what they say about that. Oh, brilliant. So they weren't really wanting to spend that, but they have done anyway. So 2.75 million in our bank budget now. That's 3 players already on their way. Brilliant stuff. We're actually flying through this. And just as we go back into our notifications as well, Timo Jäger has gone to FC Lugano for 1.25 million. 850 grand has now come into our current budget, which will help us massively when we finally go for some new players. And just as I'm saying, we're absolutely flying. We've got a bid now for Hamza Saki, literally a couple days after the Jubal one. And yep, 2.95 million. I reckon we can get a little bit more out of them. We've had 3 out of 3 so far, so why not try and make it 4 out of 4? We can get apparently 3.8 million, but I think that might be a little bit too cheeky considering what they've offered. So I'm going to go for 3.5 and see what they say about that one. No sell-on clause whatsoever. Oof, right, okay. See, I don't want a sell-on clause at all, so I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to say 3.25. Try and get an extra couple 100,000 out of them. Yeah, there we go. 3.25 million. Hamburg, you've got yourself a new player. Well done, lad. Now, unfortunately, we jumped straight into our final pre-season game, and we did lose 1-0 to Heerenveen. So I don't know how we're going to do in terms of actually progressing through in the pre-season tournament. We won 1, drew 1, and lost 1. So we're going to see whether we've actually got a semi-final here. I don't know if we have. We do. Okay, so we made it through, and look at this, we got some tournament prize money. We got an extra 550 grand in the transfer budget, which is absolutely brilliant. And we've had the notification through that Saki has made his way to Germany and has joined Hamburger SV for 3.25 million. Nice and tidy 2.3 million in our transfer budget, which is slowly increasing. I think we might actually be able to make a signing or 2. Now, some of the players that we've ended up scouting, the reports have come back, and Charles Abbey, the player who could play on the wing and up front, seems like quite a good deal. 2.1 million. I mean, we can try and take him at 2.3. Our budget at the moment is 9.2, so definitely able to afford this guy. So let's just go and try and get him. Let's approach. Let's have a look. 2.1 million. Can we have Charles Abbey for 2.1? 2.15 with 7%. No, thank you. What about 2.2 with no sell-on clause? Yeah? Does that make sense? What? 2.8? Ah, no. Right, okay, let's knock that down just a little bit. 2.35. Submit offer. Don't be cheeky now. Right, there we go. We finally got come to a compromise after 3 offers. Looks like we're going to be able to talk to him. Right, so we've finally got Abby in the office, and he wants a rotation. I'll give him that, definitely. He wants that on 4 years. I'll take that, yeah. This is going quite swimmingly at the moment. They don't want a release clause. Neither do I. Let's accept that. And this is where we might go a little bit wrong. I want to offer 6,000 and maybe a £5,000 signing bonus. Let's have a look and see what they come back with on that. Ah, brilliant. Right, so Charles Abbey is the first signing of this career mode. Okay, here is the player in question. Charles Abbey, the player who we've just signed. 66 overall striker, left wing. 20 years old, 6'2". Decent pace and strength on him. And a decent shot as well. Not too sure about his long shots, but we can definitely train those up. So let's put a development plan on him and make him, I'm going to convert him to his left wing first, and then I'm going to try and upgrade the rest of his stats later on. So that is our plan for Charles Abbey. The next job I have on my list is trying to sort out all these contract issues, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that are currently going to go out of contract. So I'm going to sort these out and I'll come straight back to you. Okay, so we've got all the contracts now over and done with, apart from Francois Bellagou, who unfortunately is retiring at the end of the season, so we're going to have to make the most of him. But apart from that, we've got everybody sorted. No real wage increases whatsoever, but yeah, we're all sorted on the contracts front. And it looks like we're going straight to the final of this preseason tournament. I wasn't really expecting this, but we've ended up beating Wolfsburg 3-0 somehow. So Fortune's got a goal, and Gando's got a goal, and Lebihan has a goal as well, with the ratings of Lebihan getting man of the match there. That's nice and decent, we'll take that. And just before the final here, our centre half Jubal has reached agreements with Mould, so his 2.75 million transfer to Norway has gone through. 1.9 million has gone into our transfer budget, which will definitely help with future signings. And this is it, the final of the pre-season tournament. I'm going to skip it like I've done for the rest of them, so I'm just going to jump straight in, and then I'll see you once I've simmed the game. Alright, would you just look at that? We've actually won the pre-season tournament. Like, this is completely unexpected. Normally I just sim the tournament and we end up just going out in the group stage, but we've ended up beating Wolfsberger in the semi-final and taking Heerenveen, who actually beat us in the group stage if I'm not mistaken. 2 penalties in the final. The man of the pre-season tournament ended up scoring the winner there, so absolutely brilliant. We've got some decent money in. Right, I think it's time for another signing, and it looks like it's going to be Mohamed Simakan, centre back and right back. I think I might actually try and play him at right back, because we've only actually got one designated player there. It's going to cost 8.5 million, which is kind of stretching the budget a little bit, considering we've only got 11. So let's try and bring him in for as little as we can. Let's try and offer 8 million. Let's see what they come back with. 8 million and 12%. Okay, right, I'll tell you what, you can have 5% and 8 million. Let's try and compensate. There we go, nice and easy. Strasbourg selling me Simakan after 2 negotiations. So let's just jump straight into it with the player. Offer him important, but I think he wants crucial. Yeah. Well, I'm going to give him it because he'd be our highest rated centre half anyway. What would you want? 4 years? Let's try and offer him 4 years. 1 year? You having a laugh? 3. 1. I don't like this agent. Picky agent. I want more than 1 year. Right, 2 years, okay. No release clause, I'm happy with that. Do I offer just 10 and 10 and just see what happens? Oh, lovely. He's taken a 4 grand pay cut just by giving him 10 grand just up front. There we go, nice and easy. Right, we've got a second player. And here we go, Mohamed Simakan. He's 20 years old, centre back, right back, 73 rated. I think I'm going to have to train up for that weak foot, to be honest, because I'm not really liking the look of the 2-star. But he's got decent strength, decent stamina, decent reactions. He's got okay pace, 69, it's not too bad. He's got good composure, interceptions and everything like that. very good stand tackle and slide tackle and can head a ball, and he's pretty much aware, so we can get round that definitely. But the big thing is that weak foot, so I'm going to put a ball playing defender on him and just see where it takes him, to be honest, because hopefully that means that, well, he will increase his weak foot, so he should become a better player. Right, with our new signings in the side, I think this is how we're going to line up for our first game of the season. So Simakan has come in at centre half in place of Supriyan, and Dujimon is keeping his starting lineup position because he is still higher rated than Abi, but Abi is going to come on as like a super sub, as well as Fortune, hopefully if they get a bit tired. So yeah, that's how we're going to line up for the start of the season. We're finally at the first game of the League 2 season, and yeah, this is where the first episode is going to finish off. We're going to start playing the games in the second episode, as if you've seen one of my series before, you know that we do actually play every single game, so we will be going through all of those, and we'll be starting against POW FC next episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to leave a like on this video, make sure to subscribe if you are looking forward to this content and want to see more of it, and all I can say now is I'll see you next time.